Oh, hey, it's me again. Hello. Oh, hello. How are you? Welcome. Thanks for coming back again. I put up my my green screen so you just get a very minimal version of me and the words I am saying. Another pseudo-political video. Goofball guy over here. I don't use any AI anymore in any of my my production. You're gonna get no AI here, just a goofball human telling you about stuff. Crazy stuff that's happening. Yeah, I'm gonna take a sip of coffee right now. Look at that. The chroma key is messing up my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles mug. Let's get serious for a moment. I want to get serious for a moment, okay? Last time I talked about something political, it was about how Republicans hate Americans. Well, that's still the case. And also we talked about Mike Johnson, and he's the guy that is wrangling the Republicans, or he's failing to do so at this point. I think I mentioned briefly there was a bunch of Republicans in my last video, which I could put over here. I can put it over here. So I talked about in that a bunch of Republicans that were kind of not liking the direction Mike Johnson was going. So they signed a letter and sent it to the Speaker of the House and the leaders in the Senate. A few of those folks signed a discharge petition along with most Democrats. I think all Democrats. I don't know the numbers of it. Anyway, it passed. Basically is just like a slap in the face to the leadership in the House, the Speaker of the House, who is Mike Johnson. Just a really awful guy who doesn't know what he's doing. Well, he does know what he's doing. He's licking the bum. He's licking the bum of the president. He's putting his tongue right up there. Right up there. That's my Cockney impression accent. I don't know if it's any good, because apparently when I'm thinking of Mike Johnson, where was I? Oh yeah. So this situation is evolving rapidly, and they've signed the discharge. I keep going to the British accents. I'm not sure why. I just love doing them. I don't know if I do them right, but I do them. Maybe I'll do the last video. I did a weird New York guy at the end, but now I'm doing some other type of British accent that's probably not very good. This is going to be cut. We're going to cut that. Jimmy, we're going to cut this segment. They're going to have to vote on the renewing or extending, I suppose, the subsidies for the ACA. Let's be clear here, because there were a lot of comments last time who were saying things about how the ACA sucks. Okay, yeah, it does. But what else do we have right now for these folks that are going to get their insurance premiums hiked up? And then in some cases, they won't be able to afford it, so they won't have insurance. And that's what they've been depending on for years. So unless, the Republicans have a better plan, which they don't, where's the universal health care? Oh, we'll get to that in 1 second. Let's look at what's going on. Let's see what has happened since the last video I made about this. Let's see. Here's a clip. Here's a clip from a New York news station.
4 Republicans, including one from New York, are now siding with Democrats, forcing a vote as premiums for millions of Americans are set to skyrocket in just a few weeks.
This is absolute.
Whoa. What's this
Congressman
kind of
Mike Lawler
language?
of Rockland County, fuming and now teaming up with 3 other Republicans, along with Democrats, to force a House vote on an extension to Affordable Care Act subsidies.
About your conversation right now with Congressman Lawler, it seemed
Oh,
pretty
someone
animated
dropped something.
conversation.
Oh, we just had some intense fellowship. It's all good.
Intense
We're working
fellowship?
through, very complex issues, as we do here all the time, and it's good. Everybody's working towards ideas.
What did he say?
Oh, we just had some intense fellowship. It's all good. Oh, we just had some intense fellowship. It's all good. Oh, we just had some intense fellowship. It's all good.
What intense fellowship? I love that. I want to print t-shirts with that on it. Intense fellowship. Welcome. That's an amazing, oh man, that's going to be, I need to put that in the background right now. Intense fellowship in bold, in a non-serif font. Thank you, Mike Johnson. Hey, I think we have some more. We have some more from Mike Johnson. What else does Mike Johnson want to say about this? How else is he going to fall on his sword intentionally and also in the most hilarious way possible? What happens there?
Well, it wasn't the Speaker's decision. It was consensus of the body. We have 220 Republicans here and lots of different opinions, lots of different dynamics. And
he's speaking in third person? It wasn't the Speaker's? Wait a minute. I got to hear that again.
Well, it wasn't the Speaker's decision. It was consensus of the body. We have
consensus of the body. I think Mike Johnson hates consensus of the body. Okay, sorry, Mike, go ahead, Mike.
220 Republicans here, and lots of different opinions, lots of different dynamics in their districts across the country.
He's mad.
This extending of the COVID era enhanced subsidy, the premium tax credit, has been a big issue around here of debate for months now.
Yeah, no shit.
We knew that we were coming to the end of the year when it would expire, and remember the Democrats created this COVID era subsidy. They are the ones that put the expiration date on it, and now they're turning to Republicans as if we should save that in some way.
That's irrelevant when people are losing. They're going to lose their insurance. They're going to have to pay a ridiculous amount for freaking health care. You goblin. You silly goblin. I don't even want to say anything vulgar. I know you'd be super offended. What else you got to say, Mikey?
We couldn't find consensus on it with the body in order to pass it. Here's the reason. Everybody needs to understand there's a false narrative out there about these subsidies.
False narrative, okay.
It's subsidizing insurance companies.
Yes.
And when you do that, you're masking the cost, the rising cost of healthcare, and you're making the premiums rise even further. But here's the false narrative. The Democrats are pretending as though this affects everybody in the country. It affects 7% of Americans, this extended subsidy.
Millions
and
of Americans.
Those, even if it was extended, without any reforms at all, it would only reduce that small group of Americans' premiums by 5.7%. The Democrats have tried to pretend as though this is all about Americans.
No, I understand that this is not for everybody, but it's 22 to 24 million Americans, and there are some Republican.
I don't know her name, but yeah, good thing, good clarification there. When he's going to spew he's like, oh, don't worry, it's not that bad. It's only 7%. When you're talking about a country and you're saying 7%, a large country, I mean, we're not China. We don't have China numbers or India numbers, but we're large, hundreds of millions, and 7% is not just like, oh, it's just a few people. He's so full of crap, and all he's doing is sucking up to Trump, and he's burying himself in the hole of history. He's going to be the most infamous House Speaker ever. Hey, it's only a few people that are going to get effed in the B. So don't worry about it. Plus, we have our own plan that, sucks a lot of B. But then I watch a lot of videos. I watch a lot of good videos from independent journalists and YouTube people. Here's a clip of, her name is Belle, and she's on the ranch, Belle of the Ranch. And she's always got some interesting things to say. I think at this point she was answering a question from someone who wrote in, but let's tune in. Let's check out this little segment here.
The Republican Party went through the one big beautiful bill, saying the ACA subsidies weren't important.
Right.
Then they shut down the government to avoid extending the ACA subsidies.
Exactly.
If they were to suddenly agree to pass the subsidies, they'll be admitting they were wrong the entire time and caused untold amounts of damage for no reason. Now, realistically, they should understand that walking out and saying, hey, we were wrong, and extending the subsidies will be far less damaging than letting them expire. But it's a Republican Party that has transformed their entire policy to cater to the ego of one man. The entire holdup here, and the reason millions may lose health insurance, is because Trump will look bad, and it will become clear that the one big beautiful bill was a sellout of the working class.
Check that out. There's just some honest appraisal of the situation. I always love the takes from Belle. So go ahead and follow her, Belle of the Ranch. She's almost got 1 million subs at this point. The last thing I want to mention or talk about, the senator from Vermont, Bernie Sanders, was on BTC, Brian Tyler Cohen's show. Bernie was over there, and he was talking about his idea of what healthcare is. Let's just tune in a little bit here and check out some of this.
And what we have got to do is demand a system whose function is to provide quality care to all Americans in a cost-effective way. And that is what Medicare for All does. What does Medicare for All do? It is the bill that I've introduced now has 19 co-sponsors.
It's not enough
here
co-sponsors.
In the Senate, I think there's over 100 in the House. So I want everybody to know what it does.
That's good.
Healthcare and the system is complicated. We do not transform the system in one day. It is a 4-year transition period. What it does do, in year 1, it lowers the eligibility age for Medicare from 65 to 55. It does away with all out-of-pocket expenses, no more premiums, no more deductibles, no more co-payments. It includes children in the system. It expands Medicare to include dental, vision, and hearing. Healthcare services, which should be part of a universal healthcare system. That's year one. Year two, it goes from 55 down to 45. Year three, 45 down to 35. Year four, everybody is in. Now, the CBO, Congressional Budget Office, estimates that we will save many hundreds of billions of dollars by doing that. Why is that? The answer is not just the profiteering of the insurance companies and the drug companies. And when you have a national healthcare system, you can actually effectively negotiate prescription drug prices. So that's one part. You lower your prescription drug costs, you save a lot of money. But number two, the primary reason why healthcare in America is so expensive is, in addition to the profiteering of the insurance companies and our lack of focus on primary healthcare, is that they have to administer hundreds of different health insurance programs.
So there you have it. I mean, there's a lot more nuance, obviously, in this, and you can probably find out more by visiting the senator's website or doing research on your own. I encourage you to do that because, hey, you can't really learn about a bill in a short YouTube video. But my point is that if we don't provide this care for people, and we can demonstrate that it can be demonstrated that it is actually more cost effective, which is, go figure. I mean, look at the insurance companies, look how much they make, look at the drug costs, look how much they make. You have standardization and it's more simple. Negotiation is going to be a lot easier in that way. And it shouldn't be about profit. Honestly, I know these companies have to make money, but they don't need to make, record profits from, people that are just trying to live. I don't think your insurance needs to be tied to a job. Like, I don't think it's like, well, that person doesn't work, so they shouldn't be able to be healthy or get health care. It's like, why is that? And why are we listening to people with billions of dollars tell us that the people who are struggling don't need assistance? It really is ridiculous. And, I don't know if they're going to get the vote in before January because it's going to screw up. Like, people are already paying the higher premiums, I think, at this point. I mean, we're mid-December right now. I'm recording this on December 18th, 2025. And there's no vote, and we don't know what's going to happen. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm not an expert on this. I'm mad, and I think this is absolutely ridiculous. The people need to rise up. This isn't a Democrat or Republican thing, honestly. Like, I think the Republicans are more of the villains here, honestly. But, like, there are Democrats who are in the pockets of these companies and these billionaires too. But generally speaking, it's mostly right now, it's the Republicans causing a lot of harm and a lot of hurt on people. So we need to focus more on people and not punching down. Like, the billionaires want us to fight amongst ourselves. They get people on their side, people defending billionaires, which is crazy. They don't need defense. They got money. They need less of it. And people need health care. Have a great day. Love you.